The poor man had just swatted 10 flies with one slap. He instantly felt incredibly brave. He shamelessly made a sign for himself that read, "I'm capable of taking on 10 at once," and hung it around his neck. He then set off to wander the world. After 2.5 days of long travel, he arrived at a forest and decided to rest by a well. He planned to continue his journey early the next morning, but little did he know, danger was quietly approaching. A hungry demon came by and saw the man's sign hanging on his neck. It immediately became terrified. "This guy probably has great strength. I can't risk waking him up, but what you fear most will eventually come to you." The man heard the noise and woke up in an instant. The demon had no choice but to lower its voice and ask the man for work. All he needed to do was draw water every day and get rewarded by the Demon King. The man didn't hesitate and agreed right away. He followed the demon to the 18th layer of hell. The Demon King asked the man how much payment he wanted. The man immediately asked for 10,000 gold coins. The Demon King agreed without hesitation, and then tossed a leather water bag on the ground. He ordered the men to fill it with water and bring it back. However, the man had been weak all his life, and even carrying an empty leather bag left him gasping for air. He staggered toward the well, thinking to himself, how could he trick the demon out of his gold coins? Soon, he had a brilliant idea. To fool the demon out of the gold coins, he began digging around the well, trying to dig the well all the way to hell. Meanwhile, the Demon King was anxiously waiting down below in hell, waiting for the men to deliver the water. Impatient, the Demon King sent another demon to check on the situation. The demon saw the men and immediately asked why he was digging the well. The men replied that it was too much effort to bring water every day, so it would be easier to just dig the well all the way to hell. Upon hearing this, the demon froze in shock. His wife had developed presbyopia, and if she fell into the well by accident, it would be disastrous. To stop the men from digging, the demon told him to go chop wood in the forest and bring it back to hell. When the men arrived in the forest, another demon was already waiting for him. The demon told him this job would be a piece of cake, that he only needed half a day to finish it. Then the demon bent down a branch and handed it to the men. But the next second, the man was blasted off and flew through the entire forest, landing in a rabbit hole. The man looked at the rabbit running away, and suddenly had an idea. He quickly chased after it. When the demon arrived, the man said, "I've leaped across the entire forest to catch the rabbit, but I still haven't been able to catch it." The demon immediately became terrified. Panicked, it ran back to hell and warned the others to expel the man, because he was even fiercer than the demons. However, the man refused. He then challenged the fiercest demon in hell, and the Demon King immediately